Chess is often portrayed as an intimidating math equation reserved for geniuses. In reality, it is the world's oldest turn-based strategy game, currently played by millions of people every day. This 8x8 grid is a tactical map where you serve as the commander, leading a specialist crew with unique movement abilities. The basic mechanics are simple. You and your opponent take turns, and you can only move exactly one piece per turn. Every move serves a single objective: checkmate. You achieve this by trapping the opponent's boss piece, the king, so that it is under attack and has 0 legal squares left to escape to. Winning doesn't require a supercomputer brain. It comes down to memorizing how your 6 specific unit types move so you can coordinate the ultimate trap. At the start of the game, your specialized pieces are protected in the back row by a solid line of infantry. These 8 pieces are your pawns. They are your most restricted units, only able to march straight forward 1 square at a time, without the ability to ever move backward. Pawns capture diagonally. You can sprint a pawn 2 squares on its first move. This allows en passant, capture an enemy sprinting past you as if it moved 1 square. Surviving to the opposite edge promotes it into a knight, bishop, rook, or queen. Behind your pawns on the outer corners sit your 2 rooks. These are the heavy artillery of your team. A rook has infinite range, sliding across any number of empty squares in straight horizontal or vertical lines. While your pawns slowly anchor the space directly in front of them, your rooks provide the high-speed, map-crossing power needed to threaten the far side of the board. Sitting just inside the rooks are your 2 bishops. These are your long-range snipers. Like the rook, a bishop has infinite range, but is strictly restricted to diagonal lines. Thus, one bishop is permanently locked to the light squares, and the other to the dark squares, each dominating their respective color for the entire game. Next to the bishops are the knights, the unpredictable infiltrators of your roster. Knights move in a specific L shape, 2 squares in one direction, then 1 to the side. This unique movement gives the knight an exclusive superpower. It is the only piece that can leap directly over other pieces to reach its destination. These pieces bypass the front line. While rooks and pawns need open paths, bishops and knights use geometry and verticality to break through defensive walls. At the center of your back row is the queen. She is the absolute MVP and the most dangerous attacker in the game. She combines the straight lines of the rook and the diagonals of the bishop into one unstoppable force, able to move any number of empty squares in all 8 directions. Beside her is the king. He is the fragile VIP who holds the fate of your entire game. The king can move in any direction, but he is slow, limited to stepping exactly 1 square at a time. Because the king is vulnerable, he has a specialized defensive move: castling. If the space is clear, your king moves 2 squares toward a rook, and the rook hops over him to the adjacent square. This secures your king while centralizing your rook. This balance is the heart of the game. Your queen provides destructive power, but if you leave your king exposed, all that power becomes useless. Once you understand these abilities, a confusing board becomes a coordinated net of superpowers, all working together to corner the enemy king. In competitive play, there is one final constraint: a strict time limit to execute your strategy before your clock runs out. Most games end in checkmate, or in a resignation when a player realizes they can no longer protect their king. However, a game can also end in a draw. A common example is a stalemate, where a player has no legal moves left to make, but their king is not currently being attacked. Chess is a game of leveraging 6 unique character abilities to solve a puzzle. You now know the rules, the units, and the objective. You are ready for level 1.